Narcissists gaslight themselves. They actually trick and deceive themselves because they have to figure out some way to justify in their mind the things that they do. So they have to somehow, it's almost like they deceive themselves into thinking these behaviors are okay. But they also don't have a conscience, so they don't have the same kind of internal warning signals that we would have saying, that's wrong, I shouldn't do that. So then they have to go and like gaslight themselves and trick themselves into coming up with other excuses for why it's okay to do these behaviors, even though to everyone else they are wrong behaviors. They have to find a way to trick themselves into making these things okay, into making these behaviors somehow right and justified. So they have to deceive and trick themselves. And if you notice, they generally choose weaker targets, but they have a point at which they stop at. I mean, they don't go and take a gun and kill you because they know that they will go to jail. So if they can rationalize that in their mind, they know that that is so wrong that there will be a consequence. So they are able to stop themselves from going that far. So that shows that there is calculation involved. You see what I'm saying? They know that they're doing something wrong. I think they're just tricking their mind into telling them, well, it's okay, or the person deserved it. And it kind of like goes into the survival thing that I was talking about. They feel like they're doing enough to harm the person, but so there's no consequence to them. Like they're doing enough, but it's not going to put them in jail. So they're stopping at the point where it's going to affect them. They're going to get the benefit they need, but they're not going to have to end up in jail. Like they're not going to get the worst, nothing's going to happen to them, because obviously we know they're extremely selfish. So they're trying to do the maximum damage that gets the biggest benefit for them, but without getting them into serious trouble. So again, it's more selfishness, just trying to hurt and harm people, but they're not out murdering people. They're not. I mean, I'm sure there are narcissists that have murdered people, but it's not likely, for the regular everyday narcissists, I guess you could say, that people generally deal with are not out murdering people. They're just damaging people severely, and they're doing these kind of just very sneaky, precarious, covert type of damage, to where it could lead, as we know, it can definitely lead to a person's death, but it's like they're trying to do the damage without actually getting their hands dirty, which is almost more evil to me than just going and just stabbing someone, because it's like they're tricking the rest of the world to believe they're this great, wonderful person. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, they're doing all these evil, nefarious deeds. And then they're going and smiling in people's faces like they're Mr. Perfect or Mrs. Perfect. So it's just shocking, it's just completely shocking to someone that's never seen it, and when you first experience it. And that's the point. They want to hit you with that shock value to have the most maximum damage to occur. That's what they want. But the point is, in order to process this in their minds, I believe to some degree they are gaslighting themselves into believing that they're not doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? It's like, cognitively, I believe they understand right and wrong because something is preventing them from doing worse crimes, like committing murder. Something logically they can process to stop and not actually kill someone. So it's almost like they're taking the easy way out, the coward way out. They're doing damage, but yet they have no repercussions. They don't have to, they specifically target certain people that they know are not going to retaliate. You know what I'm saying? And they know, and if they do actually approach them, they want that. But I'm saying, like, a physical altercation, that they don't want, because they're cowards. But they want you to go complain and argue, because then they're going to gaslight the hell out of you back, and that they enjoy. That's part of the whole game. That they want. But anything, if you take it up a notch to a physical level, or your brother's gonna go beat their ass or something, that's gonna be, they're gonna go like cry in a corner because they're extremely weak. So when it boils down to it, they're extremely weak. But at the bottom line is, I do believe they in many ways trick themselves into believing what they're doing is justified.